Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the character showcase for Fire Emblem Warriors. Today, we're going to be looking at Robin, the tactician from Fire Emblem Awakening, and in my opinion, the best magic user in the entire game. Part of the reason why I feel that out of all the tome users, Robin stands out is because he has the highest magic stat in the game, and if you couple that with the highest skill stat for a magic user, you can see that he can put out a lot of damage with his dual warrior specials, which is the way to go if all you want to do is just delete captains left and right. Now, in terms of the skills, I decided to give him Magic plus 10, Armored Blows, since that's very handy when used with his combo 6, Trample, Astra, Skill plus, and of course, Solidarity, which also just so happens to be his character skill. So if you want to increase the damage of everybody, and you like to pair everyone up, which is something, in my opinion, you should be doing, then Solidarity is a semi-mandatory skill on people, in the same way Astra is a semi-mandatory skill. Now, in terms of important combo strings for his moveset, most of the time you're going to end up using combo 5 and 6. Usually 6, again, in conjunction with Armored Blow, so that you can build up his gimmick, which is a little bar that's below his portrait. It's a little bit slow, but the AoE is very good. But the real reason you want to be using it is just so you can keep building up that bar. The bar is really nice. It's a nice, powerful AoE. What sets Robin apart compared to the other tome users, Leo and Elise, is the fact that his gimmick has the long-range AoE going for him, whereas Elise and Leo have the single burst in the immediate direction. It might be easier for them, just because they're horse users and can just run up to their enemies, but with characters like Robin, you can actually just rack up high kill counts by virtue of the long range. It's extremely useful. Now, another nice thing about the tome users, the reason why I feel that tome users are some of the better all-around characters in the game, is because they circumvent the weapon triangle. Usually, you would have to have the advantage in the weapon triangle to get your yellow stun gauge, but because you're a tome user, all you have to do is just play the game as usual, build up your bar with your combos, and then you get your free stun gauge just like that. Also, another fun thing that you can do, because the thing about Robin is that he was built with support in mind. So you can see that with his unique character crest, and you can also see that with the fact that he has just really, really high skill, meaning that you would just tag him in for when you want to do your dual warrior specials. He builds meter really, really fast, and one thing you can also consider using, if you don't want to use Robin as a vanguard, 100% of the time, you also can just build up his bar, charge it up, and then pop it off on an enemy captain, then switch to a stronger character like Ryoma or Lin, and then make use of their impressive stats to do a lot of damage. So it's like a free yellow stun gauge for everybody on this list. Now, another important skill is Ruin, that skill that you saw just there. You create the giant purple dome. It's good for if you just want to build up a little bit more of that gimmick bar, his strong attack. It does you need to have at least 2 casts to fully recharge, or as generally speaking the combo 6, where he calls down lightning bolts from heaven, would only take about 1 cast at a time. But that's the thing about Robin though, is that most of the time you will just be using these 2 attacks, mainly because all of his other combos aren't all that impressive. His combo 4 can see some use, but usually you would only end up using that because, you just want to use other attacks, and you want a smaller animation. But even then, personally, I feel that those animations tend to have a bit of lag to them. Actually, full disclosure, I think all of his combos have a bit of lag, but with every character, you can cancel his combos by tagging another character. So that's another thing about Robin, though. He excels at single target damage and AoE, and that's why I made him as part of the A tier, which is the second highest tier of my little tier list. Now, for those of you guys that haven't seen that video, when it comes to people I put in the A tier, those are people that can excel extremely well at either being a support or a vanguard. So, if you're a fan of Awakening and you love the Avatar character, then you should be more than happy to know that he is very strong in this game. Also, I would even say he's arguably stronger than, Chrom and Lucina, personally, anyway, just because they can, they just fit every situation very well. In fact, come to think of it, that entire tier list that I made, I kind of ranked them based on versatility. So, yeah, if you want a versatile character and you've already invested a lot on Robin, then you are going to be very well rewarded for your efforts. Yeah. Also, his critical attacks, they have a very long range to them. They can actually go across entire forts, which I thought was really funny. You can go across entire forts and clear everyone there, get your yellow meter, dash in. You can either use Robin or a physical character if you're looking for physical damage. Alright, what else can we do here? Yeah, 1689 within the first couple of minutes. Now, characters like Sita and all the other Falcon Knights, they tend to have very high magic resistance, and that's a bit of an issue. But again, because he's Robin, he can circumvent it. So I'm going to tag in Corrin right now, and then finish off this yellow bar. That should be some damage. Awesome. Let's just finish her off with a dual special. This should be enough to kill. The thing about Falcon Knights, they have huge resistance. Same thing goes for Elise and any other characters with a high resistance stat. That being said, Robin, he benefits very greatly when pairing up. That being, like, every character benefits greatly from being paired up, but with Robin, it's very obvious. His skill was meant to strengthen vanguards. He himself makes a very decent vanguard. You can tag him in if you just need to have a lot of damage. Very, very useful character. Yeah, let's fight against this other Robin now. Also, the combo 6 almost always fully breaks the bar, with the exception of most hero enemies. Okay, we're gonna create a new one. Yeah, we'll get a critical now, and then we're gonna create another yellow bar. Let's see. Here we go. This should be kill. That's kind of Robin's thing, though. He builds meter really fast. Like, a lot of characters build meter fast, but the thing about Robin, he's all about that AoE. And that's what I liked about Robin, though, is the fact that, like, he has a design in mind. Like, the creators made him with a very specific purpose, but he's able to do so much more than that. And I feel like that would be, like, the shortcoming of most characters, where it's like all they can do is that single job. But then when it turns out that other characters can do that job as well, then it's like, what do I do with myself? There we go. Alright, there's just that one more fortress over there. Unless the unit that I have, I think that's Hinoka. I think she's gonna end up finishing off that fort, so probably just make her way towards the base. And if not, let's see. So one of the few weaknesses for Robin is that he has low luck. Well, I think that's not that bad, all things considered. Luck is, in my opinion, a luxury, especially if you're using it for Luna. And that would be, like, its primary purpose most of the time. Luck does affect other things. I heard it affects things like your material drops, it affects HP recovery potions, awakening potions, things like that, which is fine. But the thing about Robin, though, is that since you're constantly getting yellow critical gauges off, you don't have to worry about that nearly as much. So, like, it's a weakness, but it's more like he's lacking a certain luxury, but that just means you have more room for other things. It is a bummer that things, like, you kind of do need to get Armored Blow if you want to start using your Combo 6 consistently, because you will get interrupted. Make no mistake, you will get interrupted. But the thing is, though, if you have that, you're going to build up a lot of AoE anyway, so it's just a little thing that you would have to patch up, and that's not really anything to sweat about, because Tiki is pretty easy to farm for her materials as well, by virtue of her being one of the strongest farming characters in the game. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So yeah, look at that meter build up. It only took us one combo, and we already got it. Lots of damage on those combos as well. In terms of weapon skills, you definitely, like, general rule for every character on the roster, you want to have skills that complement the combos you'll be using constantly, obviously. So in this case, you would want to have Strong 6, Strong 5, Rainstorm, and I recommend having a Pair Up Plus, which is a 5000 KO hidden skill. And yeah, I think that would be basically as much as I can say for that, for having a weapon build. Now the thing about Robin, he doesn't have a unique weapon, but that's okay, like, because he doesn't actually need a unique weapon. The main reason why you want a unique weapon is because you don't suffer a damage penalty if you apply a Slayer attribute to your weapon. And the thing about Robin, though, is that if you apply Slayer attribute and then you use your special AoE gimmick attack, like, he ends up just one-shotting them outright. It even happens, like, I did this as well on a level 80 Ana mission, and yeah, I used his regular gimmick against a plated enemy, and that was a one-hit kill. I'm pretty sure that would be the same thing if I used the Draco Slayer, so yeah, like, Robin has, like, faults that are just very easily patched up, and he doesn't feel nerfed having patched himself up to, or to compensate for it. Yeah, let's make a yellow, and then, there we go. This should be enough. If not, then we'll finish him off with the double warrior special. Like, most of these enemies that you'll find as well, the reason why Robin hasn't been able to one-shot them is just because they have high resistance. So, yeah, like, this is actually this entire mission right now is a level 60 history mode map, and the odds were supposed to be stacked against them, but that's Robin for us, always tipping the scales in his favor. So I think that should basically do it for Robin. He's a very good character overall, easily one of the best. So if you want a character that's versatile, one that could easily handle commander units, and fit onto literally every situation, he can fit well in arenas, he can fit well in fort sieges, anything, then Robin's definitely someone you should get into. And if you're a big fan of Awakening, like I am, then you should be doing it anyway. It's great. Not to mention you also get the 2 genders. That's always nice. Really glad they included that. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the Robin guide, and I will see you next time.